Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your Energy Booster podcast, the place where we journey together to become the best version of ourselves so we can live according to our God given purpose. This is once again your show host, Janice Padilla, and in today's episode, we will be talking about planting the seeds. If you're following me in social media, lately I have been talking a lot on growth. Yeah, because anything that's not growing is bound to be just thrown away. God's design for us is to grow and not just to stay, you know, stuck or in the same mindset as we used to be. So it's my birth month, and thus, yeah, I'm just so excited to share this series that we will finish this whole month of April. And yeah, if you're listening to this at this time of the month or year, then you are here for a birthday treat from me. So, we will be talking, as I've said, about the seeds or planting the seeds of change. I know change is not comfortable. Um, I don't know if, like most of us, we have this limiting beliefs that we cannot change ourselves because that's who we used to be and that's who we already be, and that's not going to change. So, if you have that kind of mindset, we are here to change that because that is a limiting belief. I tell you, um, I don't believe on this before because I really didn't pay attention. I thought I could never change because that's who I was and who I will always be. So, yeah. We will be talking about the parable of the sower. I believe that if you want to learn something or be educated about something, we need to turn to the owner's manual, which is the Bible, the living and the holy word of the gospel of Christ, which is the Bible. So, if you may, or if you will, turn to Matthew 13, 1 to 23. You can open it now if you have phone with you. Just go and Google it, or if you have the Bible with you, you can read it while listening to me. If you can multitask, yeah, or you can read it after this episode. So, let's delve into how this story can illuminate our paths to unlocking our true potential. Picture, okay? If you can picture, imagine, if you will, a sower in the early morn, seeds in hand, casting them with hope across a variety of soils. This vivid imagery from Matthew 13 doesn't just speak to the agrarian society of Jesus' time, it speaks directly to us, to the landscape of our souls. It compels us to ask, what kind of soil am I? Because you see in that passage, the seed is the gospel or the word of God. The soil is us, you and I. And the sower is the one sharing the gospel or educating us or teaching us about how to live, or yeah, where do we begin, how to grow. Okay, which means education is always available to everybody, but growth will always depend on our response to what is being fed to us. What kind of a soil am I, or my heart is, or my soul is, my total being? Am I receptive and nourishing, or I have allowed the stones of skepticisms and the thorns of worry to dominate my inner garden? Indeed, we are always interested to be entertained. I see that when you want to, in social media platforms, if you want to have more followers, then you have to make a lot of contents that will entertain, you know, people. But we always don't follow people who will educate us or will help us to learn new things. Because I don't know. I don't know why. We are sent to school to get a degree and we think that's it. We get the degree, we go to work, we earn the money, and that's it. Well, I am telling you, that's not it. That's not it. Because we are not just here to learn about the subject that we can use to get a degree and go to work. We are here for a greater purpose. And let me read you Matthew 13:19 to 23. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, the devil or the evil one comes and snatches away what has been sown in his heart. This is what was sown along the path. You see, if the seeds were being sown along the path, a lot of people will step on it. And so the seed will not grow, of course, right? So that is when the evil one snatches or kills the seed or the gospel. So sometimes we see or hear or have this message when we go to church or when we read in some contents elsewhere, maybe in social media or maybe, I don't know, outside the billboard, and we are reading this text from the gospel and then we really don't understand. It's because our heart is not ready for it, or the enemy doesn't want it to grow, doesn't want us to understand what we hear, read, or whatever teaching method it is that is given to us. As for what was sown on the rocky ground, this is the one who hears the word and immediately receive it with joy. Sometimes we hear the word, we hear this promises or yeah, promises of God. Like, we get so excited. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and the future. And then, we get excited. But then we forget when we are being tested or when there's a delay to what we are trying to achieve. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures for a while. And when tribulation or persecution arise in account of the word, immediately he falls away. When we get tempted to go the other way, or when we get tempted to do the shortcut because we don't want to go through the hardship, or we don't want to go through the trials, then we forget about the word, and the word or the seed dies within us. As for what was sown among the thorns, this is the one who hears the word, but the cares of the world and the deceitfulness of the riches choke the word, and it proves unfruitful. Yeah. Sometimes we get so excited. We go to church, we listen to the pastor, we receive the word, but then we get into troubles, or, you know, life is not always, you know, always good. Like we get tested, as I've said earlier, and we worry so much, and we don't trust, and we don't have faith, and so what was planted bears no fruit. But as for what was sown on the good soil, this is the one who hears the word and understands it. He indeed bears fruit and yields, in one case 100-fold, in another 60, and in another 30. And that, my friend, is growth. When you go and you multiply and people see Jesus in your life, and you live by the Spirit, and you bear the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, joy, peace, long suffering, goodness, and mercy. That, my friend, is growth. Sometimes we thought growth is just all about achieving our dreams and aspirations in life, achieving our goals. But remember this, yeah, it could be growth, but wouldn't it be more great if you achieve those goals and you also have peace and joy and love and all the fruit of the Spirit in your heart? Because, yes, when we do it by force, and yes, we get to achieve those goals, but we sacrifice another aspect of our lives, such as relationship, good health, peace, and joy. Then I don't think the achievement is even worth it. Growth is about being aligned to God's great design for our life. Growth is about the growth in our character. Growth is about bearing the fruit of the Spirit. The journey to preparing our hearts for change is just like to the gardener, tenderly caring for the soil. It begins with the act of self awareness, my friend, recognizing the areas in our lives that are crying out for attention and nurturing. This realization is our first step in clearing the land. We then enrich our soil with the nourishment of spirituality and the warmth of community. When we are not reading the word, the gospel, and meditate on it day and night, and if we don't get ourselves into a small group or a community of believers, of leaders and teachers that will mentor us in our spiritual and personal growth, then we will always be frustrated with our result. Yet, it is equally important to diligently remove the thorns of negativity and doubt that threaten to choke our budding potential. And what I'm trying to say is fix your eyes on Jesus. Let me offer you a practical step to initiate this transformative process. First, identify one aspect of your life that you wish to change. One step at a time. What are the three things? What are three top priorities in your life right now that you want to change and you want to grow? Dedicate moments each day to nurture the seed. We have to water it, expose it to sunshine, give some fertilizer. We have to make the seed. We need to help ourselves to grow. And so we need to be consistent, to be aligned always in God's purpose for our life and never get distracted with all the opportunities that will hinder our growth in Him. We can also do this through reflection, prayer, and meditation. To read the Word and meditate on it day and night. We can also journal our thoughts, visualize our growth, and affirm our journey. In order for us to grow, we need to be intentional. We can't just let it be, but we have to do it with all the intentionality in the world. As today's episode draws to a close, I invite you to embrace the dual role of the sower and the soil with intention and care. plant the seeds of change within your heart and commit to fostering an environment where they can thrive and bloom. Join me again next time as we venture into the next episode about navigating the wilderness of transformation, where we will explore the resilience and courage needed to face the inevitable challenges of growth. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. I just want to invite you, if you want to start this transformation in journey of growth, feel free to book a free coaching call with me when you go to www.janicepadilla.com. I would love to connect with you. I would love to talk to you and be your friend and be of service to you. I am so rooting for your transformation because I believe in you and I believe that the power of Jesus, the power that raised him from the dead, is available to you and is the exact power that will also change your life. Thank you so much once again. And feel free to share this content to your loved ones. And please, if you may, if you will, leave a review. I would love, I would love to know what are your thoughts about this content in this episode. Thank you so much. And from the bottom of my heart, I love you and God bless. Bye for now.